Free State, where ANC Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa is in Virginia as part of the party's electioneering campaign. Our reporter Palesa Moeti is there. Palesa, very good afternoon to you. Tell us a bit about the mood in Virginia. We've been seeing a lot of infighting, political intolerance in the build-up to these elections. What's it like there today?
Well, right now we are in Zone 14 in Meloding here in Virginia. A lot of people have, pitched up to see the Deputy President. Some excitement in the air is quite visible. He's been going door to door to go and visit people in their homes and talk to them, hear what their issues are. He's already spoken to quite a few people already, and we're just going to speak to him now about issues that have come up in the country, as you rightfully put it. Deputy President, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's good to be here. We're doing door-to-door, seeing a lot of our people who are telling good stories of the performance of the ANC and service delivery. We've been to a lot of houses, and every house we go into, the people are happy with what the ANC has done for them. It's just overwhelming. The story of a good delivery process here in this ward is fantastic.
Well, besides the good story that people are telling, we're also seeing a lot of fights across the country, violence that shows that there is political intolerance. Just your comment on what we're seeing around the country.
Well, this is a matter of serious concern to us. Our constitution is very clear that there should be freedom of association, meaning that political parties and members of political parties must exercise their rights to belong and associate with any political party in a spirit of freedom, but also more importantly in a spirit of tolerance. We are supposed to be campaigning in a way where we tolerate each other, where there should not be violence. And of course, there is competition amongst political parties, particularly at this point in time, but that competition must be done responsibly, must be done without violence, and we must subscribe to the values that are enshrined in our constitution, that of total freedom of association and freedom of speech, freedom of movement. South Africa belongs to all of us, and every leader, every political party is meant to travel throughout the country without any hindrance, to meet their members, to campaign freely without anybody stopping them or anybody being violent towards them. So we condemn acts of violence very, very strongly. This is the South Africa which is known to be the home of democracy, the South Africa that is known to be a home of tolerant behavior. Political tolerance is what we should be having right now at this point in time.
And also yesterday, obviously, you've said that you've condemned, acts of violence. But yesterday in PE, the leader of the DA was attacked. Just your comment on that.
Well, we're very, very concerned about that. As I said, no leader should ever feel restricted from going anywhere. So we condemn those acts. And if they're perpetrated by members of any political party, they should desist from doing so, including our own members, members of the ANC, members of the DA, members of any other party, should desist from preventing any leader, any member from exercising their political rights. So that we condemn unreservedly, because it is a violation of our constitutional ethos. Our ethos, as set out in our constitution, says that we should have political tolerance. Members of political parties must feel free that they can belong to any political party. And in fact, we should even be willing to embrace one another as citizens of this country, as brothers and sisters, even though we differ in terms of belonging to different political parties.
Now, also what we've seen is protests related to incidents where people are not happy with the list processes, not far away from Virginia. In fact, in Yemen, people just a couple of weeks ago went on the rampage because they were angry that, the councillors that had been nominated are not their choice. Just your comment about that.
Well, that too, those are acts of indiscipline. ANC talks about discipline. We want our members to be disciplined, and if they are concerned about anything in terms of the list process, there are channels, there are procedures, and there are processes through which they can raise those concerns. We've got structures in the ANC and leaders that are prepared to listen to the complaints of members. So where members take justice into their own hands and then act in an undisciplined manner, we condemn that. We cannot accept that because that is un-ANC. We are not supposed to be behaving like that. So we are very clear as an organization that our members must act in a disciplined manner. They must comply with the provisions of the ANC Constitution because it sets out clear processes of how problems can be addressed. And we want this election to be completely free and fair from within party processes and also in relation to the way political parties are going to engage in this election. And we're hoping and we're working hard to make sure that this election must be one of the best elections that this country will ever have, where there is total freedom, where people will be able to exercise their right to vote without fear, without being prevented from going to choose the candidates of their choice. That is what we would like to see South Africa's local government elections being.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time.
Thank you.
That is the ANC Deputy President, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. From here, he's going to finish off with the door-to-door, and then later on this afternoon, he'll be holding a mass community meeting. Tomorrow, this campaign continues in Velkom, which is not very far from Virginia. It's about maybe 20 kilometers from here. With that, it's back to you in the studio.
All right, Palesa, thank you very much. Our reporter Palesa Moeti live from the Free State on the campaign trail there. Well, the national